Welcome back everyone, it's Vaz again with another video from World of Warships Legends. And today we have a banger of a game for you in the Katori. This is the Japanese Tier 2 Premium Cruiser. And in this match we have a game of domination on the Archipelago map. This is a low tier map I don't get to play very much, but it's one that I kind of like. Now for this game, remember to lower your damage expectations though, since we're just in a Tier 2-3 game. There's not a lot of enemy HP out there to take at these low tiers, so don't expect triple figures in damage here like you typically see at the higher tiers. But don't let that take anything away from the tier of the game, it's just the mindset you have to have when watching or playing these games at this tier. Now the Katori is the only tier 2 ship that has a fighter consumable. Right off the bat there, we use it pretty quickly to try and get a look at what we're up against. Looking for a weekly tier 2 premium win like we do every week. I like to play them in standard as opposed to AI just to make it a bit more fun rather than just getting them done for the sake of getting them done. It gets kind of boring and monotonous that way. Now we have spawned right above the Charlie objective with 4 other ships, while the remaining 4 ships on our team have spawned above the Alpha objective with no one in front of the Bravo objective. So spawns on this map are kinda cluttered. Now I'm assuming there will be 5 enemy ships in front of me, so I don't want to charge in there and be at the center of attention like a couple of my teammates kind of are doing right now. With some help from my fighter, I can see that there are at least 5 enemy ships over on that side. Now an enemy V-25 has been spotted, so ideally we'd like to take a couple of shots at him. The acceleration and the speed of this ship are really bad, as many big ships are at tier 2. And boy is this thing bulky looking and feeling. The turret placements take some getting used to as well. You only have 2 total turrets, one on the front and one on the back, so you'll get a lot of practice kiting in this ship. The P-25 had ducked behind an island, so we didn't have a lot of opportunity to shoot at him for a bit there. But now he's out in open water, and so we really want to focus on him. Try and help out the ships that he looks to be charging towards. One of our friendly destroyers has sailed all the way around the Bravo objective, not through it or to it, but all the way around it. For what reason, I have no idea. But now he's the center of attention right in the middle of their team. So I'm actually going to head towards that direction and try and help him out a little bit. And after firing those last couple of shots at that V-25, I turned my attention to that direction. I don't know if I knew that last shot was going to kill him. Well, that was pretty confident, if anything. I guess it's true what they say, cool guys don't look at explosions. And that cool kill gets us our first kill of the game. That friendly destroyer at the other side of the map looks like it's a Campbelltown, and he's actually handling himself okay. He's taken out one of their cruisers. Now it looks like he's heading into the Bravo objective. Seems to be a bit of a stalemate in Charlie. And the 4 friendly ships that spawned in front of the Alpha objective have also decided to sail around it rather than into it. Very interesting strategies at these low tiers. Maybe they have some damage farming missions or something and they don't want to actually win the game, they just want to get some damage or something. One can only assume. And so if we can get around this giant island in the center of the map, we'll have the entire enemy team in front of us rather than having them on either side of us. That'll keep us out of a deadly crossfire. Their whole team looks to be pushing over to the Charlie objective at this point. There we just started trading a couple of shots with that Dougie Druin there. That's what I call him, the Dougie. And he's the tier 3 French cruiser. So we're definitely undermatched in that one-on-one situation. Well, we're just going to continue on our course here. We've been getting ourselves quite a few defender ribbons so far in this match. Now we see that the enemy Kaiser has appeared and he's on life support there, so if we can try and help our friendly cruiser that's over there by getting rid of him, that would go a long way. You can see all sorts of shots going in on that poor cruiser there. He's just getting absolutely hammered. We got a fire started on that Kaiser with our first shot, which is very nice. He must be healing at the same time because he should have been long dead by now. Now as we go around this island here, we're going to try and get into this Bravo cap to try and stop the enemy points from occurring and eventually flip it. That way we can get some points going on our side because we're kind of in the hole here. The team has finally taken Alpha objective. Just before we duck behind this island here, we take a final few shots at that Kaiser. And ultimately he's overcome by our fire, and then that's us our second kill of the game. And here we finally chugged our way into the Bravo cap. We made it! Sheesh, I'm winded just watching this fat tug slosh its way through the water. And we're also finally behind cover. With our spawn in that portion of the map, there's basically no cover. And this is not a great ship for open water combat. You can see that there was a couple of cruisers on the other side of this island here. So we swapped to AP, and we set ourselves up to hopefully catch that Dougie on his broadside. And just as we were getting turned, Kohlberg appeared, and so we turned our attention to him and tried to take a shot on him. Fortunately, our aim was a little bit high. We needed to be a little closer to the water line, and we didn't get very good results on that shot. But again, we keep firing away at that Dougie, and he's still trying to capture the Charlie objective. I don't know what's taking him so long. And we're able to get a couple more defender ribbons on him. And here comes that Kohlberg again, charging out from behind that island. And we start taking a couple of shots on him. Again, kind of having trouble getting penetrations. Everything seems to be overpenning him. Some of our other teammates were missing him there too, so I guess he was at a weird angle. But finally we were able to finish him off. And that gives us our third kill of the game. Now we're almost at 26,000 in damage, which is pretty low for getting 3 kills. But don't worry, we'll get that damage up there eventually. Now the Kuma's decided he's going to charge in this direction, so we're going to keep AP loaded and start firing away on him. We launched a couple of torps in his direction just to try and corral him in there. And then finally we got a nice shot on him there. 3 citadels, disabling his engines, causing him to run into the island there. Then our next volley finishes him off, and we get our 4th kill of the game. So finally, team-wise, things have turned in our favor. We've held down the fort and Bravo objective. We've helped eliminate a bunch of ships. And still the enemy team hasn't been able to capture that Charlie objective. I think that Dougie Druin was just doing circles the entire game. If you watch him, you'll notice he's always doing circles for some reason. He's just balls to the wall the whole game. Going hard on that throttle and hard on that rudder. And now there are only 3 enemy ships remaining. While the only thing that's in our sights is the St. Louis, so we're going to start firing away on him. He's another slow, low-tier cruiser, and he's so slow it looks like he's just standing still. In fact, I think he is just sitting still. Now he's backing up a little bit. It's one of those strategies that works well in a quick boat, but in a slow boat, well, you're pretty much just sitting still the whole time. Adjusting your speed like that is a tactic that works in some of the higher tiers sometimes. Helps to throw off the aim and the timing of the battleships that are shooting at you. And after a couple of shots on that St. Louis, that nets us the Confederate medal. And then after that Dougie appeared again. So we launched some shots at him. one of those ships that just won't go away. I bet 1,000 rounds has been shot at him in this game.
The ship is on fire.
And still, he's just doing circles.
Problem solved, sir.
Just before he ducked behind that island there, one of our teammates just smacked him hard, finally. Mostly figure eights, actually. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's doing mostly figure eights. So at least we know his controller's not broken. He's actually able to put different inputs into it. But because of all those damn circles he's doing, we can't get a beat on where he's going. Which side is he gonna pop out of, damn it? It looked like we had him all lined up with torps, so we fired a salvo at him and head over to that side of the island and prepare for him to pop out over there. Then he does yet another circle and heads back towards the cap. Can't really follow him, or else we'd end up face to face with that Kaiser who's now in the cap. So we try and sneak some shots over that island there at him. Then we do sneak a few shots over that island to hit that Kaiser and reset the cap a little. But still, amazingly, they haven't been able to capture this Charlie objective yet. Their entire team controlled that portion of the map for the first half of the game. They just refused to go in there and cap it properly. They were up in points and everything. If they had capped it sooner, they would have been able to make a hard push towards Bravo and maybe turn the momentum of the game. But they're still in Charlie cap, and I just keep firing away on them and farming defender ribbons. And hey, I'll take them. Those defender ribbons are great for adding XP to your total. And finally, that Dougie's been sunk. My goodness, did he ever have a run? Maybe not a good run, but a run nevertheless. That just leaves the Kaiser to try for a solo warrior in a 1v4 situation. And it looks like he's finally given up trying to get the Charlie objective. Just like myself, I think my teammates are all low on health, so this guy actually has a chance to make a comeback here. And although someone started a fire on him, it looked like it was just a single fire, and he decided to damage con it, which is going to, and here's some foreshadowing here for you, really cook his chances of that comeback. I assumed I would be his next target, so I launched my torps in his direction in preparation for his charge towards me. And then I circled around and launched from the other side too. But instead he decides to go after the other cruiser, who I think was lower on health. So we try to draw his attention away with some shots, one of which starts a fire on him. He sinks that frying, but right after, just before he goes behind that island, we get a second fire on him, and that barbecue is really burning nicely now. Let that be a lesson to you kids, don't put single fires out. He's at half health, so there's some work to be done here still. There's no need to try and win too hard here, but we sure would like to finish that Kaiser off and get this game over with. Oh, and then there's that little issue of that Kraken as a feather in our cap to this game, isn't there? A Kraken is a Kraken, even if it's a tier 2-3 game, right? And hey, I mean, we're bottom tier here, so it's not like we're out seal clubbing or anything. The Katori is not really much of a seal clubber. We're doing a good job of keeping an island between ourselves and the Kaiser, because if he got one good shot at us, that would be the end of our game. Can only assume that our friendly battleship is spotting him for us. So right now we've found the perfect spot here just to keep firing away. And I can't quite tell if our friendly battleship is firing at him or not. But I sure would appreciate it if he didn't. And just let me burn this Kaiser to the ground. This is where we're going to get a whole bunch of our damage for this game from. And it shows as we get ourselves the high caliber medal. He seems to be panicking a little bit. He can't tell where these shots are coming from. He's probably pretty pissed that he can't tell where these shots are coming from. I know how frustrating that can be. And he does fire a wild shot that just hits the island in front of him. But we keep working away, and our fires keep burning. And eventually there we finish him off, getting ourselves the 5th kill of the game and the Kraken Unleashed medal. We also got the arsonist medal there, since we probably burned his ass to the ground. That's always frustrating as a battleship. to be on fire long enough for an enemy to get an arsonist medal against you. But there you have it, the Kraken and the Katori. But more importantly, we got our tier 2 premium win for that week, so we can move on to the next tier. It's nothing worse than getting a Kraken on the losing side, and then having to replay that tier straight over again. And in addition to our 5 kills, we had 73,000 in damage, the Confederate medal, the high caliber medal, the arsonist medal, and of course the Kraken Unleashed medal. And not surprisingly, we finished top of the leaderboard on our team. And that other Katori on our team was actually AFK, so we were short-handed that entire time. And that about wraps her up. If you did like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay healthy and do what makes you happy.